So, in the spirit of it being St. Patrick's Day this week, it was Monday, we are studying el color verde. Hoy es el color verde. ¿Qué es verde? El árbol es verde. El trébol es verde. El día de San Patricio es verde. Los espárragos son verdes. La rana es verde. Las uvas son verdes. Un caserón. Un caserón es decir, a house. Now, Spanish has a couple of words. The word you might remember for house is casa. So you can see how similar that looks. It's just been changed a little bit. Casa has been changed to caserón. So, ¿cuántos caserones hay? Hay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hay 6 caserones verdes. This word here, H-A-Y, that's pronounced I, and it just means there are. So there are 6 green houses. Un ratón. Un ratón. Looks a lot like rat, but it's actually mouse. ¿Cuántos ratones hay? Hay 1, 2, 3. Hay 3 ratones verdes. Un cajón. Un cajón. A box. ¿Cuántos cajones hay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hay 5 cajones verdes. Un zorro. You guys probably know a character on TV or in the comics named Zorro. Did you know that Zorro means fox? But in Spanish, we don't say the Z like we do in English. We say it like a soft. It's soft. There's no buzz. It's S. Zorro. ¿Cuántos zorros hay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hay 10 zorros verdes. Coche. Un coche. ¿Cuántos coches hay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hay 8 coches verdes. Una cabra. Una cabra. ¿Cuántas cabras hay? Hay 1, 2, 3, 4. Hay 4 cabras verdes. Un barco. Un barco. ¿Cuántos barcos hay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hay 6 barcos verdes. All right, let's do some matching with these words that we've just seen. Un ratón. Un ratón. Una cabra. Un cajón. Un barco. Un coche. Un caserón. Un zorro. Un caserón. Una cabra. Un cajón. Un coche. Un zorro. un barco y un ratón. Un caserón, una cabra, un cajón, un coche, un zorro, un barco, un ratón. Okay, so this will just be for identification. I'm going to grab a smiley, I think. So what I'll do is I'll just call out a word, and you can pause the video if you'd like, but I just want you to point to the word that I'm saying, okay? And then I will just follow up by putting my smiley, hovering it over that object. Okay, here we go. So where is un cajón? Un cajón. How about una cabra? Una cabra. Un ratón. Un ratón. Un coche. Un coche. Un zorro. Un zorro. Un barco. Un barco. Un caserón. Un caserón. Now, you'll notice that these three right here all end the same. We've got cajón, ratón, caserón. Okay, so those could be a little tricky, especially these two. Cajón, caserón are very similar, but if it helps you to remember that casa is house, and you sort of have casa in the word caserón, don't you? That might help you remember. Okay, I'm going to go through them a little faster and just a little more random and repeating some of them. Un zorro. Un barco. Un caserón. Un coche. Un zorro. Un ratón. Un barco. Una cabra. Un cajón. Un caserón. Un coche. Un barco. Una cabra. Un zorro. Un ratón. Un cajón. Okay, very well. Let's move on. A dibujar. So if you would like to do this at home, go ahead and just pause the video and get a piece of paper and write these words on the paper, and then I want you to draw underneath of them, each of them. These are the words that we just have been working on. They're all verde, right, on this page here. We're setting ourselves up for a little story we're going to be reading. We're preparing ourselves here. So we need to understand these vocabulary terms as best we can to read that story. So go ahead and pause right now and draw. Okay, so let me show you what one of the classes did. This is what one of them did. So here's their caserón, un ratón, un cajón, un barco, una cabra, un coche, y un zorro. Okay. So do you remember these from last week, if you were with me last week? These were a couple of food items that we learned how to say. Los huevos, el jamón. Now we had learned de jamón because we were talking about it specifically with a sandwich, un sándwich de jamón. But just to say ham, it's just el jamón. So what do we get when we add los huevos, el jamón, y el color verde? We get huevos verdes con jamón. All right? So you're going to be given a link. I'm going to send that. And you're going to see those words, a lot of them. Now let me just point out that, for example, in this one here, you remember how I was saying it's sort of odd that we're not just saying casa? Well, you know how Dr. Seuss books rhyme. And so in Spanish, we needed a word that rhymed with ratón and maybe even cajón. And casa doesn't rhyme with ratón or cajón. So they've used an alteration of that word, caserón. So that's why that's a little bit different of a word for house. All right, so back to this. Now, you're also going to see several times me gusta or me gustan or me gustarían, things like that that kind of have this base in it. And then you're going to have no me gustan or no me gusta in there. Okay, so that's just a reference to I like or I would like or I don't like or I would not like. Those of you that know that story probably remember how often he's talking about I would not like the green eggs and ham. All right, very well. So I will sign off with you now. And I will make sure that you have the link. It is down here, though you wouldn't be able to click on it to access it, but I will provide that link for you. And I hope you enjoy it. It's me reading the story in my best Dr. Seuss voice. Okay, so enjoy that. Have a great day. Adios.